Good morning, students. Uh, we were doing accounting of banking companies, right? And as of now, we have done rebate on bill discounted treatment. We know how to deal with rebate on bill discounted. Then we have also learned income recognition of performing and non-performing assets. Then we have also learned how to calculate provision on advances, and it will be as per RBI guidelines. Then last class we started with profit and loss account of banking companies, how to prepare profit and loss account of banking companies. Initially in my introduction class I have explained you how what is the banking operations all about, and accordingly I told you that interest on loans and advances will be income, interest on deposit will be expenses, operating expenses are there, right? These things. So I've given you the proper format, right? And section schedule 13 to 16 is related to PL. So 13 is interest earned, 14 is other income, 15 is interest expended, and 16 is operating expenses, right? So we will do few more sums today, right? So read problem number 17. So we will start with question number 17, right? This is very easy, right? Because last class we have done few problems, so we did not face any difficulty, right? So first of all, whenever you get there are two parts. First part, they have asked us to prepare profit and loss account of the bank, extract showing net profit or loss, right? So here we don't have to prepare the full PL. They have told us extract. It means they're asking us to prepare only up to net profit, because in order to complete, we need opening balance of PL, we need appropriations, right? So that opening balance of PL they haven't given it. That is why they're using the word extract, means just part of PL till net profit. So what I'll do, sound bank limited profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. We have particulars, schedule number, then we have rupees in thousand, right? Under the head income we have interest earned, that is 13. Then we have net profit oblique loss for the year. One minus two, right? So this is the PL we have drafted, right? I guess this is absolutely fine with all of you. So first of all, we will prepare schedule 13. Right. So interest and discount we have 8860. We have rebate on bill discounted to be provided. So this is closing rebate. That's it. So we have interest earned 8830. Is that fine? Simple, interest and discount is given and less rebate. I'll get the net income. So I'll put it here. For other income, you don't have to prepare any schedule if time does not permit, because it is given. There is only one single adjustment, 250. Is that fine? Interest expended, that is interest on public deposit, 2720. Right? Next we have operating expenses, 2662. And provisions and contingencies, may we have provision for tax as well as provision for non-performing asset. Right? So this provision and contingencies includes provision in respect of loans and advances as well as tax provision. So this figure is automatically given to us. Usually what you do, you prepare one working note, you get this provision for loans and advances and tax provision, you add up and then it's already given, and they have mentioned it is including provision in respect of loans and advances as well as tax provision, 2004. So what is the expenditure total? Just do it. 7386. So this minus this will give us, just calculate, 9080. Sir, if provision for advances is already calculated and tax provision, then why they have given calculation of classification of advance? Because there is a part B also, that apart from the PL you need to calculate this provision on advances. However, it has already been calculated. So this is like two parts. You have two things. One, you have provision for tax, the another you have provision on advances. So both these are included. So while preparing PL, you know the total. So that is why I did not felt the need of calculating provision and advances and tax provision. But now they have asked you separately calculate provision in respect of advances. So for that I am answering. This was part A. You can just have a look. Very simple. No need to prepare these schedules. If time permits, you can show, because there is no other item apart from that what is mentioned. They have given directly interest on public deposit, that is interest expended, operating expense, other income. So however, there was adjustment in respect of interest earned, so for that I have prepared that schedule. Right? So now I'll be doing part B. Statement showing calculation of provision on advances. First we have advances, then we have percentage of provision, then outstanding amount, and then provision. Right? So first we have standard asset. It is 0.40%. Then we have substandard asset. It is assumed that secured if nothing mentioned. So that is 15%. Then we have doubtful asset, unsecured, clearly mentioned, so we'll take 100%. Then we have doubtful asset, in brackets you have secured, 0 to 1, 1 to 3, more than 3. So that is 25%, 40%, 100%. Is that fine? I guess this is absolutely okay with all of you. Then we have loss asset, the provision rate is 100. Now I have to write up all the amounts. Standard asset, the amount is 5000. 1120. Then we have 200. 50. 300. 300. 200. Right? So 5000 into 0.4, that is 20. 1120 into 15%. How much? 168. This will be 200. This is 12.50. This is 120. This is 300. This is 200. 188 plus 200 plus 12.5 plus 50 plus 500. 1020.50. So it means that total provision and discounts is, total provision and contingency is 2004. Out of that, provision on advances is 1020.5. So it means rest is tax provision. While I calculate, while I prepare PL, they have given us the total. It is including both provision for tax and provisions on advances. So for purpose of preparing PL, I don't require the breakup. But they have asked us separately in part B, so I am calculating this, and which we have done it earlier. We have already done. Is that fine? Now, let us start with problem number 18. Very important. Just give the reading. Interest and discount, other income, interest accrued. So it will be added with interest and discount. Accrued means related to this year, but not, but earned basis I will take. Operating expenses, interest on balance with RBI. Again it will be added. Interest on bill discounted to be provided for will be minus. Okay. Interest on, we have 4 categories. Right? Number 1, if you see any book, right? Interest and interest earned, we have interest and discount, income from investment, interest on balance with RBI, and other interest, right? Fine. Tax provision we have to calculate here. Opening balance of PL they have given, and then they have given classification of advances. Now, in this sum they have told us to prepare PL. So anyway, we have to prepare this working note, which is provision for advances, right? So okay, fine. First of all, let us draft the PL account format, and here we have to draw the full PL format, right? Okay. So it is Shri Bank Limited profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. First we have income. We have all these sums have come in past examination, so that is why we are doing it each and every type of problem. This 13, 14. So this is total one. Interest expended, just copying the format, right? Then we have is that fine? Fifteen, 16. Right? So let us start preparing all the schedule. The format has been drafted. First we have schedule 13. We have interest and discount, how much? 44 lakh. And from here I will subtract 15,000. So it will be 43 lakh 85,000. Then income from investment we have 5,000. Then interest on balance with RBI, 25, right? That's it. So how much is this? 44 lakh 15,000. I guess this is absolutely fine with all of you. Rebate will be adjusted. Closing rebate carried forward to the next accounting year. Income from investment accrued, it will be included. That's it. So we have 44 lakh 15,000, right? Next we have other income. It's already given 1 lakh 25,000. This is 45 lakh 40,000. Right? Interest expended 13 lakh 60,000. 13 lakh 60. Then we have operating expenses 13 lakh 31,000. Provisions and contingencies, it will be working note. Let us not prepare schedule of items which are not required. So first of all, I will calculate provision on loans on advances. Advances, percentage of provision, outstanding amount, provision amount. As simple as that. So first we have standard asset, nothing mentioned, 0.40. Substandard asset, we will assume that it is secured. One five 15%. Doubtful asset, unsecured, 100%. Doubtful asset secured, we have 0 to 1, then 1 to 3 will be two times. One is 2 year, another one is 3 year. Then we have more than 3, and finally we have loss asset. So this is 25, this is 40, this is also 40, this is 100, This is also 100. Is that fine, everyone? So I have shown all the provision percentage. Now the amounts. 25 lakh, 5 lakh 60, 2 lakh 55, 25,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 75,000, so 25 lakh into 0.4%, 5 lakh 60 into 15%, 2 lakh 55, 6250, 20,000, 40,000, 75,000, 1 lakh. Just check the total. So 94 plus 2 lakh 55 plus 26 250 plus 60 plus 175. Five lakh 90,000 250. Now, how to calculate provision for tax? If I apply normal basic accounting language, it will be adding all incomes. This is my provision for advances I have got. Now, if someone asks me to calculate provision for tax, I will calculate it on profit before tax. Now, how do I get my profit before tax for a figure? Listen, this is my PL. So I have my total income minus interest expended minus operating minus provision on loans and advance. I'll get profit before tax. And on that profit before tax, 35% will be my tax provision. So how I'm going to do? First of all, I will calculate profit before tax. So total income minus interest expended plus operating expenses plus provision on advances, means all expenses I have to add. So it is 45 lakh 40,000 minus 13 lakh 60 plus 13 lakh 31 590 250. So total income minus total expenses 13 lakh 60 plus 13 lakh 31 plus 590 250 32 lakh 81,250. So that is 12 lakh 58,750. Therefore, 35% of 1258 750. How much? 1258 715 2.35 440 563. Four four zero 563, right? So the provision on loans and advances is 592.50 and this is 440563. This calculation is independent, advances into provision rate as per RBI guidelines, but provision for tax is dependent upon completely the final profit. So final profit is after adding all income and subtracting all expenses. So this is total income and this is total expenses. So you got profit before tax. On that you are going to multiply your tax rate. So when I put it above, so here I will show 590,250 plus 440,563. Just add up. So it is like 10,30,813. So it is 37 lakh 21,813. So what is my profit for the year? 45 lakh 40,000 minus this. So it is 818,187. 818,187. Yes or no? Now opening balance of PL is 40. So this is 187 858 187. Now net profit into 25% of 818,187. This will be transferred to statutory reserve mandatorily. That is 204547. So 858,187. The total is also 858,187 minus 204547. So this will be carried forward to balance sheet. So basically both will be shown under reserve and surplus. This will be shown as statutory reserve and this will be shown under the head PL. This transfer to statutory reserve will also be carried forward to balance sheet but under a different heading. Getting my point? So this is how it is done. Just have a look. Is that fine? So now let us start number 19. Very important problem. Question number 19. आइए, from the following information of Bank Limited, prepare profit and loss account of the year ended 31st March 2018. Fine. They have given interest on cash credit, interest on overdraft, interest on term loan, income on investment, interest on balance with RBI. So all type of interest income is interest and discount. Commission, commission, commission. This is other income. Profit on sale of land and building, other income. Loss on exchange is other income. Interest paid on FD, RD, savings. These are all interest expended. Auditor, director, advertisement, salary, payment to provident fund. It's a part of salary. Stationery, repair, and these are all operating expenses. Interest on NPA is as follows. So earned they have given and collected is then. So on non-performing asset we show on cash basis. Fine. So what I have to do? So this interest on cash credit they have given. Now they haven't in above. When you see the problem, interest on cash credit is 364. Over there they did not mention it is of performing or non-performing. So this is total interest of all the advances. Now in this earned interest on non-performing is included, that is on earned basis. So I'll subtract the earned one and add the cash collected because it should be shown on cash basis. Similarly, I'll do it for term loan and similarly I'll do it for overdraft. Then classification of advances, that will help us to create provision. They have given that bank should not keep more than 25% of its investment as held for maturity. Means banking companies are not allowed to keep investments for long-term purpose. They can only keep 25% of their investment for long-term purpose. Rest 75% needs to be assumed to be short-term. And if you see, we will do, those who haven't done accounting standard 13, that is accounting for investments, we know that short-term investments, or commonly known as current investment, should be valued at cost of market price, whichever is lower. So there will be fall in the market price, right, in the value of investment. So that we need to show. Anyway, I'll show you how to do it. And fine enough. Bank should not keep more than 25% held for in market value of its 75% investment is this, right? Provide 35% of the profit towards provision for taxes and transfer 20% of the profit to statutory reserve. So since they have said 20%, so we'll do 20% only. Shall we start? That's cool. Now, so we are doing question number 19. right? For the year ended 31st March 2018. Just do it fast. We have schedule, amount, rupees in lakhs. Is that fine? So, first we have income. Under the head income we have interest earned, then we have other income. So this will be total one. So 13, 14. Then we have number 2, interest expended. Operating expenses. Provisions and contingencies will be working note. So this is total 2, right? We have transferred to statutory reserve. Then we have balance. Shall we start? Okay. Now, first of all I will do schedule 13. They have mentioned interest on cash credit, right? Now what happens? What type of accounting system bank follows? As soon as interest EMI installment becomes due, right? Many of you might have done in hire purchase chapter that interest is shown due and then the payment is received. So this interest on cash credit is interest earned. Now this is of all advances. That interest on cash credit is also including interest earned on performing as well as non-performing. So first of all, note interest on cash credit given in the problem is inclusive of both interest on performing asset as well as non-performing asset. Further, interest is on accrual basis. Another note, however, interest on non-performing asset should be recognized on कैश बेसिस. तो हम लोगों को क्या करना है, that when you get interest on cash credit, fine, this is 364, this is inclusive of both performing and non-performing. With respect to non-performing, what I will do, non-performing ka I will exclude the earned one because it should be included under cash basis. As simple as that. With respect to non-performing, what is included? Earned. What should be included? Cash. So I will subtract the earned one and add the cash part. Similarly, it will be for other loan. Interest on overdraft. It is given 150 minus non-performing's earned part is 150 plus it will be under received basis. So I'll take 50. Interest on term loan. Total is 308 minus 90, that is interest earned on NPA, but interest received on NPA should be included. So this is 238. Then we have income from investment, that is 168 360, 528, 766. Is that fine? Is that fine? Now other income. Schedule 14. Right? Just to do it. There are three types of commission: commission on remittance, commission on LC, and then commission on government business. So I have commission income. You can show separately also. 15 plus 24 plus 16. So that will be like 55. Then I have profit on sale of there is no other item. We have commission, profit on sale, loss on exchange. That's it. So it is 60. So in short, sorry, it will be 50. Sorry. So I have got in total 816. Interest paid on fixed deposits. right? We have 54. Schedule 16. Right, rupees in lakhs. Put up everything. It's a long list. Auditors fees and allowances. Directors fees 50. We have advertisements 36. Payment to provident fund, you know that employer-employee both needs to contribute. Printing and stationery 28. Repairs 10. Postage and all 16. Just take the total of it. +24 +50 +36 +248 +56. Right? Is that fine, everyone? I guess this is absolutely okay with all of you. So interest expended is 54. This is 468. Now here we will have three things. One is provision on advances, provision on investment, that I'll teach you how to calculate, provision for tax. Right? So let us first of all complete provision on advances. Standard assets 0.40. Substandard I'll assume to be secured 15. So they have given. Okay, fine. Then doubtful they have given us unsecured, that is 100. Then again doubtful, we have secured 0 to 1, 1 to 3, more than 3. Finally we have loss asset. So this is 25, 40, 100, 100. Amount 60, 22, 40, 6, 3, 2, 38. Just multiply and get the answer fast. Sixty into 1% is 0.6. It will be 0.24. This will be 3.30. This will be 40.00. This will be 1.50. This will be 1.20. This will be 2.00. This will be 38.00. Right. So 0.24 plus 3.3 plus 40 plus 1.5 plus 1.2 plus 2 plus 38. So that is 86.24. Is that fine? Now, if I see investments, not more than 25% is to be kept as held for maturity. It means this is long term investments valued at cost. Is that fine? Remaining to be treated as current investments should be valued at cost or market price, whichever is lower. Right? So they have given us 420 lakhs. right? Cost of 75% investment is 420 lakhs. Market value of 75% investment is 395 lakh, right? So automatically it should be valued at 395 lakh. Whichever is lower should be valued at. So therefore provision for, this is known as provision for diminution, is equals to 420 minus 395, that comes to rupees 25 lakh. This is very, 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 very important. So not more than not more than 25% is to be kept as held for maturity, right? So that is long term valued at cost, purchased at cost. So no difference. Remaining to be treated as current investment. So current investment should be valued at cost or market price, whichever is lower. So 75% they have given market value as well as cost. So I will value at 395, but it was purchased for 420. So 420 minus 395. So that is provision for diminution is 25 lakh. Is that fine? So investment will be valued at 395, but it was purchased for 420. So this 420 is nothing but, this is purchase cost. So automatically we can get this diminution. Right? Now, next I have to calculate profit before tax. Yes or no? So that is total income minus total expenses. So let me come to PL first. So total income we have 816 minus 54 minus 468. Eight one six minus 54. I'm adding all the expenses. Then provision is 86.24. Investment is 25. How much it will be? 816 minus 54 minus 468. I'll open the bracket. Minus 86.24 minus 25. 182.76. So therefore 182.76 into 35% 18276 into 0.35, 63.97. All are in lakhs. So total provision 86.24 plus 25 plus 63.97. 86.24 plus 25 plus 63.97, 175.21. Since it is in lakhs, so I have to keep up to 2 decimal places. Right? So this is very, very, very important. Right? So provision for tax is total income minus total expenses. So this is interest expended. This is operating. This is provision for contingencies. This is investment wala. So this is all total expenses add up on this profit into 35%. Right? So it is 175.21. So the total will be 54 plus 468 plus 175.21, 697.21, 816, 118.79. This is not given, so 118.79. So this total will be 118.79. Now this 118.79 into 20%, I guess, right? They have given 20%, fine. So how much it will be? 23.76. So 118.79 minus 23.76. So it is 95.03. I guess this is absolutely fine with all of you. Right? So practice this sums at home, right? So next class we will move ahead, right? Till then, goodbye.